functioning alcoholics, and everyone else. We're back from another week to talk baseball and talk shit about baseball. 98, not degrees, or Brian Jordan of the Cardinals being on Triple Play Baseball 98. Great game. PS1 Legends, we all know it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking. That was the last year the Phillies had a third baseman with back-to-back 90 RBI seasons, 97, 98. And that was Scott Wall. Congrats to Alec Bohm. The White Sox officially state they have given up for 2025 too. Their owner saying they're not going to do anything in free agency and they're just going to worry about the players progressing that they have. Fuck, that's... Jesus Christ, there's so many bad GMs and owners in this league. It's disgusting. The Brew Crew putting some quitter drinks in a stroller for Jackson Churio is pretty hilarious. Whole bunch of NA beers in a stroller for the baby. J-Rod has quite possibly forgotten how to baseball this season. That base running blunder was easily a top 3 worst I've ever seen after Arozarena attempted to saw him in half with his bat up the third baseline. Mike Trout open to a position change? How about you drink some milk and get a better body and bones? But also, why doesn't the organization get a better trainer? You and Rendon have played a combined 11 games in the past forever. We've seen a few celebrate good times. Come on. A few teams clinched, and their season goal of making the offs have come to fruition. Craig Kimbrell is dead serious about not playing for the Orioles since they DFA'd him yesterday. All this and more on this week's installment of Drunks in the Pond. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, crack open one for the boys and girls, and whoever else. Let's get this freak off started.
Hell yeah, baby. Drunks on the Pond, episode Deuce 6. Man,
Yeah, because that's a number.
I don't know why, man. I've been using the word deuce for the number 2 lately, and it's just like now it's just a bad habit.
It
It's
is.
not even- it's a terrible habit.
Let's just
My
get
God,
the little shit off the shoulder right now, and let's talk about how bad Taiwan is.
dude, I wish I had the kind of faith in myself that Rob Thompson has in Taiwan Walker to go out there every 5 days and just give up 7 runs, because I have never seen anything like this
It's
in my
disgusting.
entire life in baseball following. I mean, we're at a point where it's not even like you need to go out and get a 5th starter. Like, is Spencer Turnbull dead? What? Like, where is he at?
I think he's
The
just
guy
starting to
opened.
rehab.
I mean, it's like the guy opened up the season 5-0, and if he's hurt, then okay, that's one thing. But why was Turnbull not in the rotation even when Walker was back? Because even when Walker came back, he was ass. Like, this isn't something that just randomly occurred. Like, he's been trash all season. I don't understand what we're doing. And,
He's been trash his whole Phillies tenure.
and I kind of brought it up an episode or 2 ago when we talked about Seth Johnson making his major league debut, which obviously didn't go that well for him. But,
At all.
Ranger Suarez's major league debut didn't go well for him. So in that case, you're just like, it's just not a good first start. Shit happens. So what? Suarez turned it around. Johnson can too.
As is
But,
tradition.
I feel like this is the kind of moment where you're like, all right, obviously Taiwan Walker doesn't have it. What can we do? Oh,
And
we still have
anything else.
we still have Mick Abel in AAA. He hasn't pitched that great, but you know what? He's got to be better than Taiwan Walker. I mean, Walker's given up 9 runs in 4 innings tonight? I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's unacceptable. What are we doing?
I mean,
It,
at this point, Taiwan Walker is getting used and abused more than Baby Oil at a Diddy party.
Oh no, not
It's
the
just,
Diddy party.
dude, I said this is going to be a freak off. I mean, I don't. You hit the nail on the head. Like, Thompson has so much confidence in him. For some reason, he has a lot of PH faith in him. I have a lot of PHUCK off in him because I'm just sick and tired of the what ifs before he starts. Because the second
Yeah,
he throws a pitch, it's like, well, all right, never mind. Cool. We made it real far tonight.
I
It
just
was. It's just sad.
like Taiwan Walker would be a perfect fit on the Chicago White Sox at this point. Like he would be
No,
the
he
ace of
wouldn't.
the staff.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't be allowed on that team.
Why
He
is
makes
he
too
too
much
bad
money.
for them?
No, he just makes too much money.
That is true. Yeah, I had
Are you
no
kidding me?
idea the White Sox. What's up?
Benintendi's their biggest contract ever.
That's insane.
I'm pretty sure
Benintendi's
Walker's
actually
contract was more.
Benintendi's actually kind of turned it around lately, which is funny to
He
say
has.
because
He has.
there was one point where we looked at and we were like, "You are the worst player in baseball," and I think
He
he's actually
literally
got like,
was.
if memory serves me right, I think he's actually almost turned his more positive. So big shout out to him. I think it's like a 0.1 now, maybe. Let's take a quick.
I got it. I got it.
Nope, he's still at a -1. Okay, so he
Yeah,
is
I thought so.
he is still a little less, but he has turned it around. So shout out to
He
him.
is still doing Benintendi things.
Very much so. Tell you what, I had no idea that the White Sox general manager was Chris Getz. Like, talk about someone that kind of like is like baseball obscurity. Like Chris Getz only played for
He was a second
7
baseman for
years.
them,
He
wasn't he?
he played 2 years in Chicago in '08 and '09, and then from 10 to 14, I'm sorry, 10 to 13, he was in Kansas City, and then 14, he was in Toronto, and then, like I said, after that, he just faded off. But like Getz was your run of the mill utility player. Like he kind of did a
Yeah.
little bit of everything, but he wasn't great at anything either. I just, well, I mean, he was a strictly second baseman, so, but he was majority a backup except for 1 year where he did play 118 games. But like, I don't know, man. And it did kind of piss me off hearing them come out and say like, well, we don't want to add anything for 2025. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're comfortable with what you have? You don't
Well,
have anything.
I mean, also,
What are we
who
talking about?
who's gonna go there?
Obviously, not unless the owner all of a sudden is like, here's $300 million if you come here. And someone's like, okay. Like, that's the only way they're getting players is if they just open up the wallet and just throw money at people.
Yeah, because who wants to go to the worst team of all time the following season when they've done nothing or made any inclination that they're going to attempt to do anything to better the organization, period? I mean, I think the only person that might make that team on a decent contract is Kimbrel.
Dude, I don't even think Kimbrel would get that great of a contract, to be
No,
honest with you.
I think Kimbrel he'd retire first.
I think he's retiring after this year. I mean,
What
listen,
more
like
does he have to prove?
you had a bad year last year while finishing off the season, getting the Phillies knocked out of the playoffs, which sucked.
Yeah,
Even when you were pitching this year for us, you still weren't good. And then
no,
somehow
for the
Baltimore
Orioles.
was like,
He didn't pitch for us
yeah,
this
it
year.
wasn't. Oh no, no, that's right. Dominguez we traded at the deadline.
Correct. And now he's like their stud reliever.
But like the fact that Baltimore was like, we can fix you, and Kimbrel was like, no, no, you can't. And they were like, you're right. See ya. Like they paid him just to fuck off. Like
They
they were like,
literally, he looked at them like he was Cartman. He goes, guess again.
like I
There was nothing that gave me any sort of promise that he was going to be better this season. I saw the decline. His velocity was down. His arm slot was a little bit more awkward than usual, and I use that in a polite way because, in fairness, he has an awkward arm slot to begin with.
yeah.
But it was different, and I don't see any justification for him even attempting to come back or attempt to keep trying. So, I mean, it is what it is. Kimbrel, you won't be missed. Maybe the White Sox will be like, "Hey, do you want to be our pitching coach?"
I mean, yeah, he might be able to tell him something besides showing him something.
All right, everyone has to look like this on the mound.
Yeah, you gotta do the bird. You know?
And everyone's like, I
Actually,
don't
kind of.
want to do that.
He's like, no, no, no. Trust me, it totally works. They're like, no, I don't think so.
She said that actually kind of hurt.
Going like that, a
Jay,
little bit. I'm a little
keep
stiff.
drinking your Shrek's piss and hopefully you hydrate.
It's
Come on, man.
flavored Mio water, and this is not paid
Yeah.
advertisement. It's just good.
This is beer. I wish I was getting paid for this.
One day, my man. But can I give a quick shout out to another AL Central team that I don't want to toot my own horn, but I did give them a shout out before the beginning of the season, and seeing where they're at right now has me stoked. The Motor City.
Continue.
Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, I've never heard them called Motor City Detroit Tigers. But all right.
You haven't seen their City Connects? Literally says Motor City right on the front of it.
I try to avoid looking at any one City Connects because 99.9% of them are dog shit.
You know what pisses me off? And just to get off topic real quick, the Colorado Rockies had probably one of the nicer City Connect jerseys, and they're getting rid of them. Like they actually had one of the better ones.
Do they have a new jersey coming in to replace it?
They're getting a new one next season. And I was like, there were about 26 teams in front of you that could get new ones first. Like you actually have a nice City Connect. Why are you getting rid of it? I don't know what their plan is. I'm guessing they want to put the black, purple, and I guess silver color in. But I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
they
you
have
have
the Rockies have their black jerseys, their white pinstripe with the purple,
their purple
gray,
alternate.
the purple alternate. They have a gray, don't they?
They have like a grayish
A
alternate
road
that
gray.
sometimes gets worn on the road.
Yeah. But it's 5 jerseys that teams can have, correct?
Yeah, I think that's because they have the black pinstripe, the white pinstripe, the purple, City Connect, and the road gray.
And then you got the fucking douchebag Yankees with 2 jerseys.
I don't know what they're doing for their City Connect, but I mean, I'm kind of interested to figure out what they hated so much about this one that they were like, yeah, we want new ones.
Their
But
City Connect was kind of dope. Like, I just saw it and, like, that one wasn't bad. It
I
makes
actually
sense
really
for their
like it.
team. It makes sense for their team because I feel like a bunch of dumb stoners would wear it.
I'd wear it.
That makes sense. Um, yeah, dude. Like, I don't understand why anyone like the Rockies are in a position. I guess they just want extra revenue for a New Jersey because let's face it, that Chris Bryant contract ain't paying off. Um, you're gonna either have to pay Brendan Rodgers a bunch of money soon, Ryan McMahon a bunch of money soon, or they're gone, or you're gonna trade them and then you're gonna sign them to a great deal that's in favor of them, and then you're gonna trade them and then eat their whole contract when you trade them, much like Arenado.
If they haven't learned from their mistakes with the past trades, they're in for a very long next couple of years. Uh, but on the topic of the Tigers, though, I don't know if you've seen the wild card standings, but the Tigers have crawled into the wild card, and
It is
they're
looking very positive for them.
like they are tied with the Twins for the last spot, and the Twins are losers of two in a row. Tigers are on a little 4 game win streak. They're both 80 and 73. I mean, dude, I don't want to get excited. I don't want to get too excited, but oh my God. Like,
Dude, it's
even though
crazy. It's crazy that the playoffs for the AL are going to be 4 teams from the Central.
yeah, the the fact that the Tigers are not right on the tail, but they're only 2 games behind Kansas City. Kansas City's lost 4 games in a row. I'm not sure what they're doing so far tonight, but like if Kansas City keeps sliding, Detroit has a chance to win this division. Like
Let's see.
that is insane.
KC's off tonight. For the AL Central, you have Twins Guardians. Guardians beat the Twins and they clinched.
I did see
Um,
that. They walked off.
and then other than that, that was the only 2 games from the Central tonight.
Like the thing that sucks for the Tigers, but maybe it something good happens. Their next series starts tomorrow is against Baltimore, and Kansas City opens up against San Fran. But I mean, if a hot Tigers team can walk into Baltimore and take the series, like
That'll be fucking
I mean,
sick.
I don't want to get too stoked because obviously we still have about 10, 12 games left in the season. But my hot take for the year was legit. Detroit wins the AL Central and goes to the playoffs, and they have climbed pretty much out of this, not out of the cellar because you're in the same division as the White Sox, but you climbed out of fourth place and you're battling right now, and this is awesome. Speaking of hot takes, you hit your hot take right on the fucking head,
No,
and
no, 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 no. I undersold my hot take. I undersold my hot take tremendously.
I mean, it's still impressive because I mean, I think when you said it at the time, we were like, yeah, maybe, and then the season started, we were like, oh my God, like this team's actually a lot worse than we thought.
Yeah, when they were like 0-74. Yeah,
Should have known from that first week that it was like, oh boy,
oh
this is
god.
not a good team.
But like, it's insane. It's insane how bad the AL West is.
Oh, dude,
The AL West is dog shit. I mean, you got Houston at 82-70. Being 12 games
I
up,
hate it.
awesome. Awesome. 12 games up, that's a good season. But also, Altuve, really? You'll take your shoe and sock off, but you won't undo your shirt?
Well, Rich, one thing I remember is that he had a fresh tattoo and he didn't want it.
You little underpants gnome. Fuck him. God, dude. The only way my girlfriend ever remembers his name, she goes, "Oh, the guy who looks like a big toe." Yeah,
Jose Altuve.
bingo. Dude, let's just face it. The AL West is absolute hot garbage. If the A's didn't play the way they did for the first 2 months of the year, they might actually
they'd
be
be
in contention.
they'd be battling, right?
Dude,
Dude,
they're a solid, up and coming youthful team. I mean, they have a two-headed monster, a very, very serviceable catcher, Mr. Bangaliers. But what they
love me some
don't
shit.
have is like veteran leadership. I mean, Rooker's not a rook whatsoever. Neither is Bangaliers, but majority of that team is. They're
Oh,
2-3 years into the league. And
well, you gotta remember,
Esther Ruiz just disappeared.
yeah, what's his face? They called up their top prospect. Not really early, but kind of like the towards like the beginning of summer, and he got hurt in his first game. His name's
Same.
escaping me, which is pissing me off. But like you're pretty much hit the nail on the head. They are a very young team, but with Lawrence Butler, Zach Geloff, the top prospect they called up, I think he's a shortstop. I'm almost positive on that.
I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
But you also got Rooker, Bangaliers, Mason Miller, who kind of
You talking Michael
who kind of
Schumann
nah, no, not Michael Schumann.
or Max Schumann, their shortstop?
I can't remember his name. I feel like damn it, don't piss me
Darrell
off.
Hernandez.
2022.
Why are you going to 2022? It's
Because I can't.
2024.
Well, it might have been last year.
You got Bleday,
That's
Rooker.
it. Jacob Wilson. Jacob Wilson got hurt this year because he did
Oh,
debut, and then he got hurt in his first game. That's who I was thinking of. But I mean, uh, it sucks because Oakland's finally starting to build the foundation for a good team,
they
and
have a
this is
core.
the last year in Oakland, which just it's very depressing. And
Yeah.
we talk about it all the time. That's but yeah, I don't think anyone expected the Tejas Rangers to suck as bad as they have this year. I mean,
I didn't
you
expect
can say
Adolis Garcia to hit his weight. I didn't expect Corey Seager to go on the IL 3 different times this year. Um, I didn't expect their pitching to basically be non-existent. Like, how is it that you have all this money committed to DeGrom, Scherzer, and who the fuck else is in that rotation that matters? Evaldi?
Valdi is in that rotation.
Yeah, like,
I
how are you? Why is it that you're spending so much money on the Ronald McDonald House for injured people and they're not in uniform playing every fifth day? Like, let's just talk about. You know what? Fuck Texas. I hate the state. It's too big. It's a weird shape, and just the only thing that's bigger in Texas is the payroll and the lack of championships. So
it it do be facts.
I'm also talking about you, cowgirls. But yeah, let's just yeah, fucking. Let's talk about the, in my opinion, second worst team in baseball. The Los Angeles Angels.
Okay. All right.
That
All
seemed a
right.
little surprised for that. Do you really think that they're not the second worst team in baseball?
I'll be honest with you. I do not. I think the Miami Marlins are
No, 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 no.
worse
Okay,
off.
they're worse off this season. Once they get back three of their, seven injured pitchers, you have Sandy Alcantara, an actual bona fide ace, a Cy Young winner.
Yeah.
Who are the Angels getting back? An aging, broken, should be put out by the curb tomorrow morning next to the trash can. Not even in the trash can, because that would dignify that he has a home. Anthony Rendon. He doesn't have a home, except for, well, I'm sorry, you know what? Let me rephrase that. He does not have a home in baseball, because he doesn't want to play baseball, so therefore, baseball doesn't want him.
I don't think we've seen a more recent drop off as bad as Anthony Rendon's.
You, no, 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 no. This is where you're 179% wrong. It
Damn.
can't be a drop off if you don't fucking play.
Well, I mean like from his last year on the Nationals
Oh, you mean
to
the last time he
currently,
played more than 70 games?
yeah, from the last year in Washington to this year in LA. It's just like the pinnacle of the roller coaster, but it was just like a straight drop down. He plummeted into the ground. Like,
Dude, he might be the most sickening contract I've ever seen in sports. Because the guy literally came out and said, means nothing to me. I'd rather be at home with my family and, hugging a good book. And that's not saying, like any Shel Silverstein or, he's not worrying about where the sidewalk ends. He's worried about, an apple and a snake type of book. Fucking nerd.
like I really don't think people understand how bad he is this year. Like in 206 at bats,
He's had that
he's
many at
got
bats this year?
206 at bats, 45
What?
hits, 21 runs, 14 RBIs, six stolen bases. He's hitting 218. He's got a zero point 0.6 WAR, and my favorite stat is of those 45 hits, zero home runs. He hasn't hit a single home run this season.
Oh, I say, the Lord's not on his side. Oh,
Like
that boy is cooked. Oh, I say it, yeah. That boy is cooked. Sit down, or you're going to get the brimstone. Y'all sick fuck. Fucking
like
leave the sport. Give back half your money.
so this is the point that I was trying to make is that his last year in Washington, he finished third in the MVP race.
Which
He
was a
hit
well-deserved season.
he killed it. He had 34 home runs, 126 RBIs. First
It
year
was a
in
fantastic season.
first year in LA, 9 home runs, 31 RBIs in 52 games. So not great. Second year in LA, 58 games, 6 home runs, 34 RBIs. Okay, what the hell is going on? 2022, his third year, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs in 47 games. So he's not playing as many games now. Last year, 2 home runs, 22 RBIs. And I read the stats all from this year. So it's like I said, the roller coaster ride. He was at the pinnacle in Washington and plummeted. It's the fact that he's still signed through 2026 on a what was that contract handed out? 7 years,
Seven.
$245 million.
Overpay.
And obviously, he's a Scott Boras client, so Boras was able to get him his money. And Anthony Rendon was like, you know what I want to do? Play airplane with my kids. And the Angels were like, hey, we still need you to play baseball. And he's like, yeah, I kind of don't want to. And they were like, what? He's like, yeah, like I think I'm gonna fire up the grill and invite the neighbors over, have a little family time. And they were like, we paid this man $245 million to heat up the brimstone and make burgers.
I mean,
Rendon's like, yeah, my shoulder kind of hurts. Like, I think I'm gonna miss like 100 games this year. It's been
how?
that way for 5 years.
Yeah, it has, and I want to stay on the Angels for a few minutes. So,
Okay.
real quick, let's just talk about how a few miles down the road from their stadium is one of the happiest places on earth.
Disneyland.
Correct. And then you have Angel Stadium, which is one of the saddest places on earth this year. How great is that? So, they're also the only team in baseball, Major League Baseball, the MLB, to not score 10 runs this year in a game.
Really?
Out of 30 teams, 29 other teams have.
Oh shit.
The White Sox have.
Yeah, if you're if
The
you're not
White
doing the White Sox can do, I think
the White
you
Sox
might be in some trouble.
offense is literally duct tape and shingles from a burnt down house. And it's all just it smells like dog shit in Chicago on the north side right now. Or south side. South side. Yeah. Well, all of Chicago smells like dog shit right now because the Cubs choked. So yeah, I'm sorry, Chicago. I love you as a city. I really do. I think you're one of the greatest sports cities in the country. But Jesus, Christmas, your baseball teams just shit. They had probiotic, they had 17 Ollipops for breakfast and just wet dog pooped everywhere this year for baseball. So, back on the Angels. Only team not to score 10 runs this season. You have Mike Trout and quite possibly the highest paid third baseman in baseball. Neither of them did their job this year. Will a position change even matter for Trout?
No.
I mean, he said corner or DH. You're more valuable in the field than off it. Don't take it away from someone who is defensively challenged and be a DH. I think that's one of the main reasons this year that the Phillies did so well at the beginning of the year, because Harper was on the field and not occupying Kyle Schwarber's position. Kyle's not the biggest defensive liability in baseball, but he is a defensive liability.
I'll be honest.
That made a big case for wins. Go ahead, Jay.
I do find it kind of funny that Mike Trout is like, you know what, like obviously my body can't handle center field, so I think a position change will help. Maybe one of the corner spots or the DH. My man, listen. If the Angels weren't willing to pay Shohei Ohtani to stay in Anaheim as a DH, you are certainly not moving to DH either, my man. You might as well get yourself comfortable in the outfield because you are on a 12-year, $426 million contract. If you think that that is going to occupy the designated hitter spot, you are smoking because
Your contract better pay for the next 6 pitching prospects.
like
Like
you are making
you better be the general manager of the next 6 pitching prospects if you're making that much money and you're going to be their DH.
like I just find it funny. He's like, maybe my body would be in better shape
If you drank
if
some
I could
milk,
just DH. And the Angels look down. We're like, put your glove on, get in the fucking outfield. He's like, my fingers hurt. He's like, oh, your fingers hurt? Well, now your back's gonna hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. See you, bud.
you just pulled center field duty for the next 7 years.
I mean, come
Dude,
on, man.
honestly,
Listen,
throw him in left.
Go
Let
ahead.
Taylor Ward play center.
I'll be honest. I for sure thought they were going to trade him at the deadline. The
I'm
fact that they
surprised they didn't.
I was like, here we go again. And we harp on them all the time for it, but they are just the king of not pulling the trigger when the time is right. Now they're probably going to lose Taylor Ward for nothing. Honestly, let me ask you a question on the topic of the Angels because I'm interested on what you think.
So, what, you want to be frank? Go ahead.
Shut up.
Be frank. Can I still be rich?
You can be whoever you want to be, brother.
All right, Richie Sixbeard's in the house. Woo.
Do you think that Joe Adele is a bust,
Yes.
or do you think it is
Nope.
a failure on the Nationals' part, or not on the Nationals' part, on the Angels' part?
Actually, damn.
See, you were quick to jump the gun, but now when you think about it,
I mean, oh, fuck. That's
yeah, I got you right now.
a solid 49-51. I was like, that's not even 50-50. That's 49-51. 50-50 is a cop-out. 49-51. 49 is the bust on him. Like, it's all him. He's the bust. But the 51 is the bust on... Oh, there goes my mic. I just fucking punched it like a dickhead. That's my name. Yeah, so, like, the 51 is on the Angels for... They brought him up and down, what? Like, 4 or 5
Six.
times? Like,
I feel like
2 years,
5 or
3
6
years ago?
times minimum.
Actually, I should say, like, 3 seasons in a row. Like, he was brought up and down countless times. So I thought that he had the most options of all time in baseball. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Dude,
I was like, dude, this
I-
guy's been up and down. Like, I could have swore that he has his own private jet. Because he was super cool with flying back all the time. I've
yeah,
never seen someone so
was-
happy to be like, you know what, it's cool. I like first class.
like he was just like, "Up, back to Salt Lake. Here I go. Bye." And then a week later, the Angels were like, "Can you send Joe Adele back? We kind of need him." He's like, "Okay, I'm going to LA. Bye." And
By the way, Trout's hurt again.
yeah,
By the
Trout's
way,
hurt. We need Joe Adele to go roam center.
Rendon's hurt again. We need you back up. By the way, Trout's hurt again. We need you back up. By the way, Rendon's hurt again. We need you back up.
Just never-ending cycle.
Dude, it is. Are the Angels purgatory? Like, are they Groundhog Day purgatory? Where it's just a consecutive every single goddamn day. It's the same thing for them. The 2 people that get paid the most in this organization, they make more than the owner does a year. Are consistently hurt, but yet we do nothing to better ourselves via free agency or the draft. The best we've gotten over the past couple years has because the Phillies traded players to us. Because let's face it, they would not have a potential all-star catcher.
Yeah.
or they would not have 2 top 10 pitching prospects. I mean, they wouldn't have Mickey Moniak.
Dude, I I I feel for Mickey so bad, man. And not even because he's a former Phillies top prospect, but just because
He's
I'm
a
so
number
mad
one
it did.
overall draft pick.
He was a number one pick. He didn't work out here, and we shipped him to the worst possible spot because we seen firsthand what they did with Joe Adell, and Joe Adell is still struggling to get his feet in the ground. And we're like, here, take our top, our, take our former top prospect, see what you can do. And Mickey Moniak's like, hey, what's up? I'm glad to be here. And they're like, so you're going to play behind Mike Trout, which is great for you because Trout's hurt, so you'll get playing time, but you got
So
to battle with Joe
you'll be
Adell.
playing in
Like,
front. You'll be playing in front of Mike Trout.
the fact that the Angels were like, we'll take Moniak and you can have Brandon Marsh. And it was like, you sure? They're like, yeah, we we can't figure out what to do.
Well, no, Ohapi was for Marsh.
What? So what did we get for Moniak? Was that Syndergaard?
Yep. Hmm.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Okay. So
Which was a solid
dude,
move. That was a solid move.
I thought Thor was going to help us get that World Series. I'll be honest with you. I thought that was going to be the move that did it. Like Blanton
I'm
was in '08. Like I thought
I'm
Thor was going to be that.
I'm super surprised that we went Taiwan Walker instead of Thor.
Looking back, I definitely would have tried Syndergaard for another year over Walker.
I mean, it would have been a much more friendly contract. Um, he flat out said in an interview before he really responded well to our trainers. I mean, he was healthy. He was throwing great with us. I'm not saying like he was an ace, but he was
No, but he
throwing
was a
great.
solid like 3 or 4. Like
Not even like what position he was in the rotation. He just looked healthy for the first time in a long time.
yeah,
And he wasn't there was very little upside to him on the Angels, the way he was pitching. Like obviously you're with a dead end franchise with 2 players at the time who controlled enough money to buy their own franchise in sports. But yet you also had Ohtani at the time when Ohtani was doing Ohtani things. Was that Ohtani's MVP season 2022? 2022? That was one of his MVP
um,
seasons, correct? He has 2, right?
I do believe 22 was the
Or he has
year.
1.
No, 21 and 23 were his MVP years. He got second in 22.
So, okay. Oh, he won MVP last
Yeah.
year?
hmm And he in
He missed the last
2022,
month of the year?
Aaron Judge won it.
No, okay. Yeah, cool. Whatever. That guy. Fuck you, Paw Patrol. Um, you know what? Since we mentioned him, by the way, fuck the Angels. They don't care. So therefore, I don't care about them. Sit on all 4 and rotate. So, Jay,
Yeah.
let's talk about Ohtani.
To where to start?
Uh,
You want to start with the shellacking he put on in Miami, or the fact that
the
he did?
fact that he drove in the same amount of runs the Angels failed to score all year tonight.
I was going to say the fact that he actually got the 50-50 mark. I mean, that's fucking
He's
huge.
51-50 now. He had 3 homers tonight.
What are the genuine chances Shohei turns on a fucking heater in these last dozen games and gets to 60? What are the chances? Because
You know what? With him, the sky's the limit. I'm not even
yeah,
gonna,
that's
like, honestly,
that's what I was thinking
I
too.
don't fucking know. When it comes to Ohtani, Dude, he could have another game like tonight, tomorrow. Like, let's face it. He's the best player in baseball. Without a doubt. He just won the MVP tonight.
Yeah.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt. He's hitting 294 with 92 extra base hits, 34 doubles, 7 triples, 51 home runs, 50 stolen bases, slugging 629, and banged in 120 RBIs with 10
An
tonight.
anomaly.
Like,
Sickening.
dude, I want to throw up my mouth because it's disgusting. Disgusting. But also, I don't want to throw up because that's a waste of alcohol.
The fact that Shohei's doing this at the age of 29 is it, it's obviously not weird because he's still in his 20s, but it's just
a
like
baby.
I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby.
like we're talking about like some players slowly start declining in their late 20s. Shohei's like, you thought I was good in with the Angels?
Oh, y'all thought I was
man.
finished?
Watch me turn up the dial. And he just goes off this season. Like we're sitting here like there's no way he can get better, right? Like this has to be the pinnacle. I don't I genuinely don't. Obviously he's winning MVP this year. There's just no doubt about it. And I'm slowly wondering if like are the Dodgers going to be at a point where they look at their rotation full of young studs and go, do we really need Shohei in the rotation at this point? Like,
does he want to pitch?
mean, like, yeah, it'd be a great addition to any pitching rotation in the league.
Yeah, a guy who can strike out 200 people and throw 100 miles an hour, plus have a devastating breaking ball and great commands. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. But, Shohei, did you see what you just did? Do you see what you did this year?
On offensive, yeah.
Like, at this point, you need to play the outfield if you're Shohei.
Play outfield, you can fucking DH. Give him a.
You don't give him that much money to just be a DH.
Or you put him on first base. Who's playing first?
Freeman.
Freddie.
You don't do that.
What's Freeman?
Freeman's having a Freddie Freeman season. He's batting 285 with 20 plus home runs, 80 plus RBIs. Like, it's a Freddie Freeman season. He's a future Hall of Famer for a reason who's not slowing down.
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Are you against moving Freddie to the DH spot?
Yes, because Freddie's one of the more elite fielders at first base in the league.
I won't disagree with you there.
Freddie's DRS is amazing.
Also turning 35.
Oh my God! That doesn't mean his agility's gone yet.
You got to start to want to protect these guys.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Safety, number one, but also protect your product. I get it.
Yes.
But let's face it. Freddie has no signs of slowing down.
Oh, no. He's got
slowing,
no signs,
not slowing. I don't know why I said slowing. But yes.
I kind of see it as you could put Freddie Freeman in the DH spot. It helps his body, keeps him going for longer. I'm fine with that.
His body's great.
You could also have him start to show Shohei how to play first. Because Freeman's going to be like, at one point, he's going to go, you know what? Like, I want to focus strictly on hitting, like the fielding. Like, I'm fine if I'm not doing it. But I'll show Shohei how to do it. That way, you get Shohei at first. It's just a cycle of 2 future Hall of Fame players at first base. Like that would be the move, I would think.
So I don't want to disagree with you with that at all. I mean, it makes sense. but a guy who can steal 50 bases can play the outfield.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, like, at this point, I mean, who the fuck is Dodgers center fielder? Is it Chris Taylor?
There's
Or-
no way Chris Taylor's
Or
still
no,
on that team.
it's yes, he is. He's still on that team. It's
Is he really?
yeah, it's Page, right? Pages, Page, whatever you want to call him.
The first time I saw his name too, I was like, "Is his last name Pages?" And someone was like, "No, it's Pajes." I was like, "Oh, like I'm so sorry."
Pages, yes, because I
It's
am so good at G's.
it's Andy Pajes, Teoscars, and left.
You know what? I feel really
It-
bad because real G's do move in silence like lasagna. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love it. Way to drop Wayne in there.
Fuck, that was easy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Pahe. Yes. I'm sorry. You deserve that. That's why I called you a real G. So you're welcome, buddy.
Mookie Betts is playing short, right?
Correct. Because Gavin Lux and Muncie's playing thirds. I don't fucking know, dude. That team,
So hold on.
I don't think
so,
anyone plays anywhere in that team for more than 3 days except Freddie and Will Smith.
So
No,
the reason I was
no.
asking was because on Baseball Reference, when you look at their roster, they have Miguel Rojas as the shortstop,
Oh,
and then
Mickey.
they have Mookie Betts as the utility. And I'm like, wait a minute, that makes no fucking sense. Mookie Betts, I almost wonder if they're just putting him as utility because he plays outfield sometimes, and then he plays all over the infield when he's needed. But I was just like,
Oh, Tommy Edman has been playing short lately because Tommy Edman has like 6 home runs in his last 8 games for the Dodgers because for some reason they always find that utility guy at the trade deadline that everyone thought their career was over and then they just go fucking ham for the second half.
well, to be fair, they thought they had that in Biggio, but that didn't happen.
No, you're right. But yes, today's lineup was Ohtani leading off at DH. Gotta love a good DH leading off.
Making 700 million.
Hey, I wasn't saying that to be a dick because, in fairness, Schwarber's our leadoff hitter.
Yeah, that's true.
Betts was playing right today. Kiermaier pinched hit for him and came in and moved to center. Freeman started at first. He went 0 for 3. Looks like him and... Nope, looks like Freeman and Will Smith were the only 2 people in the original starting lineup that did not get a hit today out of their 20 runs and 16 hits. Edman played short. Will Smith played catcher. Muncie played third. Gavin Lux played second. Pahe played right, then switched to center. And Chris Taylor played left. So
Interesting.
let's just admit it now. I'm not afraid of the Dodgers for the Phillies.
No. Dodgers don't worry me at all.
We have their number this year.
The fact that everyone said we need to fear the Dodgers the year we played Houston in the World Series, and a team like the fucking Padres walked in and were just like fuck you.
They
And
went.
the Padres knocked them out.
The Padres walked in and went, "That's what's in."
Oh my god, I hate that song. The
Everyone
funny part
does.
was though, and I'll never forget it, was after the season ended, Bob Melvin came out when he was managing the Padres. He was like, I hated playing in Philadelphia. Those fans were so ruthless and they were so
Hey, Bob Melvin. Good.
like I love that so much. And now now the Giants are officially calling their 3-year playoff drought the curse of Bob Melvin. And I'm just like, dude. I'm like a 3-year playoff drought isn't a fucking curse. Like, come on, man. The last time you made the playoffs, you won over 100 games. Maybe your team just isn't that good. Like, really, is Bob Melvin the problem? Like, okay.
I mean, I don't like him.
What, Melvin?
I don't fucking like him. No, I'm kidding. I have
Why like
nothing.
Bobby Melvin?
I have nothing against him.
I was going to say, Bob Melvin's a
I just wanted to play devil's advocate there, where it's like, or is he the problem? I don't like him.
I don't like them.
Okay. Nice seeing you.
Can I tell you what's caught me off guard this year more than anything else? Do you know who leads the league in strikeouts this year? Not pitching, but hitting.
Oh, I do know this. I do know this, and it is highly upsetting for one of our fantasy friends because they
I
got
don't
rid of
feel
him.
bad for him.
I don't feel bad for him at all. They got rid of Ellie De La Cruz and kept Luis Arias instead. Why would you ever have someone on your team in fantasy who hits 186 singles a year? How fucking cool is that? What stats does that do for you? Cool, your batting average is pretty decent, but then the rest of your team does not have batting averages. Cool. Anywho, let's just say, sorry, Joe. I love you, buddy. But let's just say that he's one of the most styling, profiling players in the sport.
I agree.
He is a top-notch draw. He is an absolute athlete. He does amazing things. His legs are amazing. His bat speed is incredible. His arm is incredible. But God damn it, his eyes.
Garbage.
Oh my God, he's crazy eyes.
Dude, I want to know what they're making his plate vision next year in the show, because
it's going to be dog shit.
If it is any higher than 25, I am writing a strongly worded letter being like, did you not watch a single minute of baseball? What are we doing? The guy has over 200 strikeouts as a shortstop.
Hey, SDS, do you guys pay attention to what actually happens, or is it only matter by name?
Just saying. Dude, like 203 strikeouts. Now, we've seen way worse in baseball. This isn't like...
No, Schwarber had more than that 2 years ago. Last year. And Schwarber barely hit above the Mendoza line last year.
Dude,
But he turned it around. He's hitting almost 260 this year, baby.
Dude, he's on.
Dude, he's hitting lefties and righties, and guess what? He's doing it with ferocity.
But you brought up a great point comparing Ellie to Luis Arias, because looking at Luis's line, it's honestly hysterical. Like, he's hitting 326 in 493 plate appearances. He's got 153 hits. The ultimate kick in the dick. He's got 4 home runs and 38 RBIs. Like, the dude is... How are you hitting over 300 and have less than 40 RBIs? How? How is that a thing?
He's their leadoff hitter, correct?
He's got to be. That's the only thing that makes sense with him not driving in runs.
Like, you're on the Padres. Listen, I think they're a better team than what we faced 2 years ago. I really do. I think they're a better team this year than 2 years ago in the playoffs.
I can tell you this now. The Padres' run differential is plus 90, so they're scoring runs. But plus Luis Arias ain't driving them in. He ain't driving them in.
Okay. Yeah, obviously. Well, how many RBIs does Arias have for the Padres? Because don't forget, he got traded midseason. No, he got traded super fucking early. He was an early trade. I think he was still in May.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, he played 33 games with Miami. He drove in.
Yeah. He got traded.
He drove in 5. He drove in 5 RBIs. 38 with the Padres. Okay, so yeah, 5. So he's driven in over 40 RBIs so far, but he still played the whole season. Like, he's got 142 games played this year. 4 home runs, 43 RBIs. He's hitting 320. like we're not talking like
He's a singles hitter. Fantastic. Good for you, dude. I'm proud of you. You get on base. But guess what? What do you do to actually contribute beyond getting on base? Yes, that's a fantastic feat for anybody in baseball. I know you don't strike out. You struck out 3 times since the All-Star break. Incredible. Absolutely admirable. I don't think anyone's done that little striking out since Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, I'm looking up Tony Gwynn stats right now, and
Like,
because I can already tell someone's going to write a comment being like, "Well, if you hate Arias so much, you probably hate Tony Gwynn." I don't hate Tony Gwynn at all. I think Tony Gwynn is a rightly deserved Hall of Fame player. Like the guy's
absolutely.
had tons of seasons hitting over 300, 15-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover,
Hitting over
7-time Silver
330.
Slugger, 8-time batting title. He's got the Roberto Clemente Humanitarian Award. Like the dude was a legend. Like he almost
Like,
hit 400. 400.
that was the striking short season, right?
94.
Yeah, strike season, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
110 games.
So also, let's not detract from the fact that Tony Gwynn split the gap plenty of times.
Yes.
Arias, I mean, let's face it. How many extra base hits does he have this year?
Luis?
Arias, he has he has 34
Well,
extra base hits this year.
and then if you take away 4 for being home runs, he's
Well,
got
I included
30.
that. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I included that. I mean, the most prolific aspect of his game is 606 at bats. He struck out 28 times.
It's impressive.
That's more than impressive. Like that's just unheard of. It's your eyes are the best in the sport. Can you just give one to Ellie? Just one. Just one. I'm sure you're still going to strike out less than 40 times a
We
year.
just need to we just need to drop Ellie's number down to like maybe 110.
We could swap one. That's fine.
I was gonna wonder who's like the top 5 in strikeouts this year.
He struck out twice in September this year. Jesus Christmas.
Who
else would I be
Arias?
talking about?
Fair. All right, so your strikeout leaders. Holy shit. This is actually all right, this is a little impressive. So we got Ellie in first,
Which is crazy.
Ezekiel Tovar in second from Colorado shortstop. So
But
something about
he's having a
shortstop.
solid year too, right?
He's having a pretty good year.
Yeah.
Hitting 266, 25 home runs, 72 RBIs. He's actually putting up a couple better stats than our boy Ellie. Just
That's
not
all-star
on the stolen
numbers.
base level.
No one is, but yeah, that's all-star numbers, buddy.
Schwarber in third, Teoscar fourth, O'Neill Cruz in fifth. And then you got Zach Geloff, Ryan McMahon, Willie Adames, no honorable mentions. I think it's funny that the more we watch it and the more we see it, O'Neill Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz are like 1-1. Like they are
What-
the same player. Just
What
in
you're
two
trying to say is
different teams.
they're written in the same font.
Thank you.
Yes, that is the internet's way of saying, is this not the same people? Yes, they are written in the same font, except I feel like O'Neill has a little bit more.
A little bit higher of a ceiling.
No. I don't want to say that because Ellie is kind of like a Ellie's a generational talent. He's not change your franchise, but you don't see people who have all 5 tools like him.
No.
That's a generational talent. But the big thing is to compare them, I feel like O'Neal is more baseball ready than Ellie. Ellie feels a little raw. Like he feels like you just put a more talented like Barry Sanders into the game. A guy who's so talented and athletic, they're just naturally good at the sport.
No, I agree.
So, they're not different, but they're different.
I almost kind of wonder because O'Neal Cruz has had some injury troubles this year, has he not?
I don't
Or
necessarily
was
want to
that
say
last year?
this year I don't think so. But last year he had more of it.
Okay, all right. So yeah, he's played 136 games, so he's been relatively healthy.
Yeah, I think last year was his season-ending injury. Yes, you're correct. Last year was the big one.
So we're probably a couple seasons away from like an O'Neal Cruz anomaly year because we saw Ellie break out last year. Was it last year or the year before where he put up that
Last year.
like insane? What did he put up?
He came up last year.
I wouldn't even say last year was all that. I think it was just like his first couple weeks.
It was
when he was just absolutely murdering the ball.
Yeah, he had that 3-week, 21-day stretch where he was just. It was the insanity of baseball. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Like you could turn on like MLB at night. It's like we're talking about Ellie De La Cruz, and you're like, what do you do to this? It's like he went 4 for 4, and it's like Jesus Christ, like it didn't stop. But one of those things where he kind of fell off because at the end of the year he was hitting 235.
Yeah, he did exactly what you expected for someone who came in so hot to just kind of fizzle out real quick, which sucks. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's baseball. You have your great weeks, and then you have your oh shit, dude! I can't hit a fucking base hit to save my life or even feed my child. I got kids.
I have kids that I have to feed. They rely on daddy.
I mean, we got about what 10 games left in the season. Season's almost over, and gotta buckle up for the fucking playoffs soon.
Yeah, I mean, all that's left now, not even for the season, but for the podcast is ninth inning. Final thoughts. Let's close it out, buddy. What do you got?
So obviously, as we do every episode, going back on this day in baseball history. This one, this one kind of hurts because we're taking a shot at our boys. In 1926, the St. Louis Cardinals pounded the Philadelphia Phillies 23-3 in the first game of a doubleheader and beat them 10-2 in the second game. We got outscored 33-5 in a doubleheader. Like that,
33-5.
33-5. that is.
That's my
good.
stink face. That's my stink face.
I just can't. And So it happened about a week ago, but I still think it's worth mentioning
About a week ago.
because it's honestly insane. The fact that Manny Machado is the Padres' all-time leader in home runs is
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Manny Machado is the all-time leader for the Padres in home runs.
No, I heard you. I just wanted you to repeat it because of how stupid that sentence is.
Absolutely insane. He's been there for what, 4 years maybe? It's got to be 4 years.
How long's Harper been here? Because it's the same off season.
So 5 years then. Holy shit, has it really been that long since Manny Machado was a Dodger? Jesus Christ. Holy fuck, time is really flying.
You mean since he
But
almost broke someone's Achilles? Yeah,
uh, who did he spike? Who?
Jesus
I
Aguilar.
was it Aguilar?
Pretty sure.
Was Aguilar on the Dodgers? No shit.
No, Aguilar wasn't a Dodger. Machado was on the Dodgers when he spiked Aguilar's ankle.
Oh, that's right.
Come
right.
on, kid.
Right. I know that was a drop pop up on me. That was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. That I'm Jamie Moyer right now. I'm the elder going up, 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 up. 2 hands, 2 hands, 2 hands. And you're just like, nah, I got it. And then you went, my bad.
But yeah, Manny Machado being
Dude, that's
the
insane.
like that just does not make sense to me, man. It really doesn't. But
They've
I
had
don't know, I guess
a lot of hitters.
like
But I
just
don't
shout
think
out
anyone
to
stays.
Manny Machado, I guess. Like I just
No. The only way I'm shouting out Manny Machado is when I say, hey, dickhead.
yeah. Hey asshole, hey dickhead, hey scumbag, hey you Achilles stepping bitch. You could find a bunch of nicknames for him if you really wanted to.
Listen, amazing talent. Won't take what he does on the field, defensively or offensively. But when he is legit pursuing something, I mean, he's toned everything down the past couple years. He's been pretty quiet in his shenanigans.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I think he's matured. Good for him. But also, dude,
He's still a scumbag.
you're a dick.
All right, Richie. Bottom of the ninth, final thoughts. What you got?
I mean, I don't understand why the Phils are doing the Philly mentality where they play down the competition. I'm not saying the Mets are that much worse than us. I'm not saying the Brewers are worse than us. I'm not saying, you know what? No,
Dodgers.
the Marlins are worse than us. But we've had a lot of bad losses lately. But
Yeah.
we've still had a long string of quality, top tier games. It's also the Philly thing to do where you play down to your competition. Every single Philly sports team does it. Without a doubt. I just don't get it. So, like, I just wanted to put it out there into the minds of the people who follow us or don't follow us. They just watch us because they hate us because they ain't us. But also, not ain't us. They ain't us. But anyway, I'm going to do 2 things here. I'm going to end with a great dad joke after what I'm about to say right now. I'm just going to put it out there. Jay and I have been trying to tinker with ideas, and both of us would like some feedback from everyone. Oh, what you would like to see in the off season? I mean, our fan circle's not the most biggest. We're not expecting, 7,000 ideas. If that happens, fuck off.
Great. I'll take 7,000 ideas.
No, I don't have time to read 7,000 things. But also, yes, I do.
No, I'll
Please,
tell
please. I have time to read 7,000 things. If we get 7,000 ideas, oh. But like, yes, we have some things floating around that Jay and I have talked about. Some things that might be fun. Some things that just fit my personality. To be silly, to be dumb, to be chilly willy, and just to be me. But also, you know what? Hit us with something ridiculous. I mean, obviously, if there's money involved, Venmo us. But yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna end this off with a great joke. It's a great dad joke because I'm a dad, and I love jokes. What do you call it when Batman skips church?
I don't know.
Christian Bale.
I hate you. I hate you for that so much. It's so fucking dumb.
I mean, I got another one for you.
Oh my god, a twofer?
What's a detective who accidentally solves crimes?
Who accidentally solves crimes? I don't know.
Sheer luck.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Oh,
Stop. Stop.
you know what time it is?
It's about
Time to
that.
go to bed. Or at least for me to keep drinking, and Jay, for you to go to bed. Because you have to get up much earlier than me. And on top of that, I want to drink away the sorrows of this fucking Phillies game.
That's a fair idea.
Brother, I love you, man. Drugs in the Ponds. That's us. Jay?
I'm Jay. That's Rich. Drunks on the Pond, episode 26, or as I said it earlier, Deuce 6. And don't think I forgot about you, buddy. I love you too. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, check out the socials. We're posting everywhere nowadays. But Z, I need you to do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. We're getting out of here.
Autobots, roll out.
Peace.